It looks like sales of new cars powered by combustion engines are coming to an end in 2035, which has just recently been delayed by 5 years by the UK government from its original 2030 deadline. So in this video I'll cover exactly the reason behind the full combustion ban, the targets the car manufacturers now have to meet, and what it means for us, the consumer. So for over a century now, the combustion engine has been powering our cars and helping transform the way we get from A to B. First gasoline 4-stroke engine was built in Germany in 1876. Then 10 years later, in 1886, Carl Benz then put it into the first production of commercial motor vehicles with these internal combustion engines. But now it seems it's time for a change. You see, unsurprisingly, it's all to help the environment. Cars with combustion engines obviously produce harmful emissions, and these contribute to air pollution and climate change. To combat this, the UK government wants to shift to cleaner and greener transportation for the UK. They originally planned to do this by 2030, but they gave everyone, including car manufacturers, a bit longer, and now it's been pushed back to 2035. This now falls in line with the UK Parliament's decision to do 2035 as well for other European countries. And around the world, each country does have their own different variations to this as well, but the majority as well are looking for this 2035 deadline. Now for some car manufacturers, they do have to meet some big goals ahead of them. So in 2024, they've got to make sure at least 20% of the vehicles they sold brand new in the UK are electric vehicles. And by 2030, a whopping 80% of their total vehicle sales have to be electric. Fines for not meeting these requirements could be up to a whopping £15,000 per car. UK ministers may still slightly dilute this requirement for manufacturers, but industry leaders have been told to expect EV sale targets to be released very shortly. So maybe you're wondering why 2035 is such a common deadline for this EV changeover. Well, the European Union states that the average lifespan of a car is roughly 15 years, so for them to have a zero emissions fleet of cars in Europe by 2050, they need to make sure that the remainder cars are off the road by then, hence why they work back to 2035 for the deadline. But I believe a lot of you would argue with the 15-year average lifespan of a car, because a lot of cars I've seen, including my own that's approaching 13 years now, nothing wrong with them after 13 years, so 15 years is definitely quite a short lifespan for the average car. So what does this mean for us, the consumers? Well, it means we don't have to rush out and buy a brand new electric car just yet. We do have a little bit more time now to decide when we want to make the change over to electric. But when we do want to make the change, we can expect to see, as the years go on, most of the cars for sale, brand new, will be electric cars. And this deadline has caused some confusion between drivers, thinking it's only electric vehicles on the road from 2035. This is not the case. It's just going to be new cars that are sold from 2035 that will have to be electric. You can still drive your old petrol and diesel cars on the road after that point. So thankfully, that means my Cooper can stay on the road. Whether it'll make it till 2035, I'm not too sure. So in summary, the combustion engine days are sadly being numbered, it seems, though understandably, because obviously the environment does matter. We have got to make sure we make a difference to climate change. Car manufacturers do have tough targets ahead of them to meet. Unfortunately for us, we don't actually have to get rid of our combustion engines just yet. We can still drive them on the roads even after the deadline. And maybe as the deadline approaches and gets closer and closer, we'll find bargain deals for electric cars on forecourts, and maybe, fingers crossed, I'm about to afford my Audi e-tron GT. If you found this video informative at all, then give it a thumbs up. If you want to catch more videos from the channel in future, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to see a video that's strictly zero EV related at all, no electric, just a dirty diesel, click up here to see the video on my project car that I've recently bought, an Ibiza 1.9 TDI. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Cheers. Now, there's always a green screen. You girls want drinks?